So who is Sena going to be? Well, this is what we know so far. Sena is an 18-year-old soldier from the Agnes Nation who wields a giant hammer with her super strength. She is a blade as she has a core crystal and ether lines running across her body. Her hobbies include muscle training, and she has a cheerful and energetic personality to really represent this hobby. That said, she's also a very shy person and also seems to be lacking in confidence. This leads me to believe that Sena will be a person who's rather shy and lacking in confidence, as the tweet said. And I think this will also lead her to have a very quiet personality, especially when the party are discussing important matters. I would also imagine that she may be very indecisive, especially at the beginning of the game, as this lack of confidence in herself could lead her to overthink many situations, especially if one of her friends or fellow party members are in trouble. And that's why I think the majority of the development for Sena will be about her gaining confidence in herself and helping her come out of her own shell, which will undoubtedly be thanks to many of the other party members who encourage her and help her along with this process. And I think this will truly make Sena really happy, and will hopefully get a really wholesome scene where Sena lets out the biggest smile we've ever seen in a Xenoblade game, which leads us on to her main impact on the story of Xenoblade 3. As mentioned before, Sena's indecisiveness will likely lead to one of the party members getting hurt, which may cause friction between both sides of the party, especially if they've only just teamed up. And this will likely be the start of Sena's journey, from where she stops trying to be a burden to the team and tries to be as much as an asset as she can. And thus she will make a point of growing more confident within herself, with her trying to express herself more, especially with her interest in the things that she likes, which I would hazard a guess and assumed that Noah was the one who kickstarted her into sharing her interests and her hobbies with the rest of the party. And in this way she'll grow into a strong and valued member of the party, being the foundations that holds everybody else up. She may also have some importance within the Agnes Nation, as after all she is very close to Mio, as who I mentioned in my Mio prediction video is likely going to be related to Nia, so Sena might be related to someone else of high status within the Agnes Nation as well, but we'll get to who that could be a little bit later. Having this higher status, however, she may have some influence over the Agnes Nation itself and be able to provide certain benefits to the party as well. And speaking of the party, what is her relationships going to be like with the other members? And I think in particular she is going to get along very well with Noah, which I of course hinted at before. I think Sena is really going to look up to Noah and use him as an example of who she should be. And by doing that, she will be able to get over her shyness and those confidence issues that we've mentioned previously and become a strong person, worthy of protecting her friends, with the help of Noah of course. I also think she'll have a very positive relationship with Lance, as I imagine that both of them will share similar interests, especially in the muscle training and weightlifting department. And if Sena is stronger than Lance, then I imagine she will endlessly tease him for being weaker than a girl. And finally, I think her and Tyon will have an interesting relationship as well. I think at the start of the game, the two of them will be very distant, as they're likely only together through association of Mio, which means that they may always not see eye to eye. But later in the game, I think she'll really start to respect Tyon and be ready to support him whenever he needs it. And now finally, what about older characters? Well, being a blade of the Agnes Nation with blue flame-like hair, she can only really be related to one person, and that of course will be Bridget. Now how these two will be related is up in the air, as I've seen many people theorize about different ways they could be connected, such as Sena being an evolved version of Bridget, Sena being the blade of Bridget, or Sena simply being a blade from the same titan as Bridget. Personally, considering the fact that both Sena's and Bridget's core crystals are so similar, I think that Sena may be a part of Bridget, as there may now be a way to separate more blades from within core crystals, which could also explain Mio's existence a little bit, but admittedly I have no idea for sure. In conclusion, I think that Sena will go through the most drastic change throughout this game compared to all the other party members, as she goes from this quiet and shy girl who refuses to stay the same person and grow into a strong and reliable friend for the other party members, so that she can keep herself and all of the others safe, whilst whilst giving us many wholesome scenes along the way. And that's who I think Sena is going to be in Xenoblade Chronicles 3. If you want to know who I think Uni's going to be in this game though, then click on this video here. But otherwise, I thank you all for watching and hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace.